Hey, good morning, Brooke. How you doing?
Super. How are you?
Awesome. Thank you.
Just riding this roller coaster.
And it is a roller coaster right now, I feel, for sure.
Yeah. Like
Definitely. Go ahead.
I I think we're just supposed to get to a point where we just accept it. You know what I
Oh,
mean? These
totally.
because like how long we've been doing the podcast and how long every time am I like a broken record with oh my gosh, these energies, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I think this the point is that we're just supposed to kind of be used to it at this point and just be riding that roller coaster.
Yeah,
And
totally.
we're supposed to just be riding that wave, but it's intense last couple weeks. At one point I wanted to say whoa, these last couple days, and a couple days later I was like whoa, these last couple days. I was like whoa, no, these last couple weeks. I know we've had a lot of sun energy, we've had a lot of solar flares, had some solar storms, and man, I know my kids have felt it. I've had to pick Lee up from school. I've had to My son, who never like goes, has been sleeping, you
Hmm.
know so just a lot of energies. Good stuff though. It was good stuff.
Well, totally. We're absolutely learning during all of this, but I'll tell you one thing. So for the past couple of years, I definitely have been getting some messages on energies that are coming. So
Mhm.
I've received the revelation, that there's a reveal coming on, and then there was a calmness. Well, I'm getting lately that we are going to be experiencing even more turbulence coming up soon. So just to give you guys a heads up, Brooke's absolutely right that we are, ride the wave, not necessarily go up and down with it, but understanding that these energies we're experiencing are going to be going up and down. We obviously want to try to stay as even keel as we can. Yeah, observe without judgment is a great exercise to help get through some of these experiences that we're having right now, because it is intense.
Yes, to be the best place for anybody to be during these times is at a point of observation.
Yep.
But I understand that like not every single person is capable of that or to that point of observation yet. But this is the perfect time to practice,
Exactly.
because a lot of things that have been going on and are going to continue to go on and be more in our face, just know that's all about a choice. You can choose to be in this story that has to play out here, or you can choose to hold on to your inner peace. And
Yep.
it's okay. There's going to be times that there is going to be something that's going on in this outer play that's going to strike a chord, and you might want to be in that, and that's a choice.
Hmm.
But it's like, through a lot of the stuff that's already been going on, even though it's not right here in my backyard, I've been following some things, and but I'm observing it, and every once in a while a story will strike a chord and I will be in it, and that's okay, it happens. But then I go back to my piece and I go back to observing this and going, wow, this is really something,
Hmm.
that this is going on. But I realize it's a story that has to play out in the physical.
Totally. And
Mhm.
that actually is exactly in line with some of the things that I've been channeling lately, that I feel that they're really trying to get across to us right now.
Mhm.
And I'm going to share a couple of channeled messages that I got, because exactly what Brooke's saying, we are in a world of manifestations and the ability to manifest what it is we're looking for. And we as a collective have got to start to realize the power that we have and the abilities that we have in manifesting what we want: more peace, more love, happiness. That's already within you. And I'm going to share this message that I channeled one day from Enoch. And that definitely is inspiring this podcast today. One of two. The message is: our collective truth is that we live in a world where we possess the power to manifest things. We manifest through feeling, seeing, and doing that which we choose to manifest. Therefore, if you want more peace, love, abundance, then begin the process of seeing, feeling, and doing. Then be patient as the energies shift. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just think about myself. Like, I I know that I am of the light. I know that I am light, and I know that I am love, and I know that I am peace. But me, myself, it's like deep down, I knew that something, like some chaos has to happen before there's order.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the things going on right now, I am partly responsible of part of the collective that has been like, I've had that war inside of me. I've had that chaos inside of me. And a lot of us have. And the things that are to come and the things that are even starting really is a manifestation of what we have asked for.
Yep.
Whether we were fully aware of it or not, a lot of the things playing out now, we asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
But in the same way, even while this starts to play out, we can still flip the script.
Totally.
We are still capable of flipping the script and seeing that, because sometimes you have to see what you didn't want in order for you to start going the other way. Well, there's a lot of things starting to play out that me, myself, I'm like, oh my God, like I remember saying like chaos, just war, you know what I mean? Just needs to happen. And well, now look at it. Is this, Brooke, is this what you wanted? Like, is this really what you wanted? No, it's not. So have to see what I don't want to finally go, no. Okay, peace. Yes, I'm finding my peace now. I want, so.
Exactly. It is all part of that collective triangle that we each have. Now, we can only worry about and we're not worry, but we can only work on ourselves. And we did a podcast before about the law of manifesting and how to manifest, but this is more of so this podcast here kind of feeds off that one, because we are in a time now where it is crucial that we begin to stop resisting and allowing where we naturally feel guided to go there. But when you're going there, we should be speaking positively about it. We should be thinking positively about it. And we should be, let me say, thinking, seeing, sorry, guys, thinking, feeling, speaking, and doing all things that are positive in that direction. So if we want more peace, we have to be peace for ourselves. We have to speak more peacefully. We have to let go of the ego. I had a conversation with someone this past weekend who was having an issue with somebody else, and they literally spent an hour straight, an hour talking to me about this issue. And they were like, I don't understand how miserable this person is. And I turned around and I said, all right, hold on a second. You have just allowed that misery to impact you for a straight hour.
Yes.
And you are now becoming miserable as a result of it. Like, we have to start to shift that energy. And I'm sorry to hit you with truth, but your misery loves company, but so does love. Love loves company. So start feeding that love within yourself. Start understanding and realizing that you guys are that you can feed love more and start to grow that.
Yes. And I think, long as we're here on this frequency and realm, we are humans. We have a human side, and these moments are going to come. It is just what you decide to do with it. So there are times that I'll be talking to a friend and, something about what they're doing will strike me a certain way because maybe I think I know what they should be doing. You know what I mean? And so it'll strike me a certain way, but how I recover from that is I automatically, like, maybe not at that moment, but when I get home, take a deep breath, call on the light, and I send light to that person. So say, just as a healer and somebody who sees somebody's soul, when I'm with them, I'm not judging them that they are wrong. I just see that unhealed side of them that is happening. And so I know to send them the light. So when you send somebody the light, you're sending light is information. You are sending them information and clarity on that situation to possibly, if you send the light and you send the angels to kind of explain to them, you're going to have them look at it hopefully in a different way if they're ready, if their soul's ready. And so that's what I do. Like, if I talk to a friend and I kind of am upset because I see that they're just not where I want them to be, and that's ego, I just come home and I find my peace and I send them the light. you
Mhm.
know, which is, I'm saying them hopefully some more clarity on the situation, a different perspective on the situation, maybe a higher way to look at it.
Yes. Love that. What is so interesting there is that that light, and I don't know if you guys understand yet how powerful this light is and what you can seriously do with it. Just like Brooke is saying there, you guys can use that light to manifest things that you want. And again, always look at it from the triangle's perspective and connecting it: thought, feeling, speech, and action. What can we do to connect these to get what it is we want? You want more peace internally. You want more. Now, this is what I'm going to say. We all have this inner voice that is going to try to talk you out of whatever it is you want. We all have it. Every one of us, including myself, have that voice, and it's going to try to discourage you from doing it. It's going to tell you you can't do that. Know that right now and start to feed the positive. Don't feed that. Know it's coming. Know that voice is there, and then move on to the positive and start talking positively about it. And I'll give you an example. All right. So I I had this you guys know I've been trying the owl. I've been looking for the owl. And I see hawks a lot. There was a week went by. I was hearing this owl outside my window, and about 2 weeks went by. I wasn't hearing it. Then this one particular week, I wasn't even seeing hawks, which I see almost daily. And this is all about manifesting and the positive and the power of the light that Brooke was just talking about. So and how you guys can begin to leverage energy in a positive way to get things that you're looking for. You do need patience though. So I wasn't hearing the owl and I wasn't seeing hawks this particular week. And I was like, wonder what's going on there. So one night I was up, it was late, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I started to meditate. Now, when I started to meditate, I meditated on what I wanted. So what I was telling myself is, okay, I am going to now connect with the owl, connect with the hawks, because I want to bring them into me. I want to bring them into my energy. I meditated for probably about a good hour on literally envisioning myself, my energy sending out to owls and hawks in my area, bald eagles, everything, all these raptors. I love taking pictures of them. And I saw myself connecting with all of them. I swear to you, after that hour, I rolled over in bed. I was going back to sleep. I swear to you,
Woo!
yup, exactly. I literally, my eyes popped up like, because I was in shock, because even though I believe this with every cell in my body, it still amazes me to no end. This owl literally started hooting, and only for 5 minutes, and then went away. It was the craziest thing. I'll tell you this: the next morning I wake up, I go to work, 5 hawks on my way to work. That's unheard of. I don't see 5 hawks on my way to work.
Mm-hmm.
So my point there is that you guys possess that power. You just have to own it. You have to accept it. And before we talked about, stop teetering, step into your belief fully and start working on what it is you want from yourself. Now, yes, you can sit there and try to manifest world peace. Absolutely. And I encourage that. But obviously understand that we need time too. So you can start to manifest things within you personally and call upon these energies to you, so that you can start to see, like, ask for like small manifestations, just to kind of give you little stepping stones to increase your belief system, whatever it is that you need to really start creating these larger steps. Start small, whatever, start big.
I'm hoping some of these things come to me, because when I knew Chris was talking about like that we are in this time of like manifestation, it has been the silliest, craziest little things like for the last 2 weeks. I'm just like, oh my God, I was just thinking about that the other day. And I wasn't even putting the thoughts, actions, feelings towards it, you know, because a big thing is if you are truly trying to manifest, you're manifesting from the heart. Like that feeling, when we're saying you have to have the feeling with it,
Yep.
you are going into the heart space, and you are getting that tingle, and you are getting that warmth, and that is where you're going to, like a Care Bear, that's where you're sending it out from, from the heart space. But we are in a crazy time of manifestation.
Yes.
Because I was talking the other day at work about a guy who, when I was 5 years old, we used to eat crabs over his house. I remember this guy's name, Rodney Reynolds, and hadn't seen him in, I'm 44 years old now. I mean, 30, 40 years, whatever. He came into my work.
Mm-hmm.
I always look at the cards when I do. And if this guy looked a little bit familiar to me, and whenever I run their card, I see the name on the card, and I was just like, Rodney Reynolds from Hacks Point? And he was like, yeah. And I told him who I was. And he's like, told me my mom and my dad and it was crazy. But it's like, I just mentioned this guy's name the day before. But these things, and there's been so many other, like, oh God, I wish I could remember these examples. I mean, down to some silly little things that you don't even realize that you are manifesting, but it's been like, ding, ding, ding. You were just thinking about that the other day.
Yes.
Like, nothing big, nothing crazy, but that's just to tell you the energy that is here right now is perfect for you to be manifesting.
And well, you know what? I'm glad that you said nothing big, because to be honest with you, I look at those things as astronomically big. Like,
yes,
we minimize
when I noticed it, I was like, no shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you look at it in the grand scheme of things, that's freaking huge. And sometimes, like Brooke, you noticed it. You even told me about that earlier. So I know it was big. I know we say it's small, but I know it was big. Yeah. And I had that exact same experience with my cousin, where I haven't talked to him in a while. And I literally just saw his name for 2 straight days. I saw his name and I was like, all right, I got to reach out to him. And no kidding, he reached out to me the next day.
Yeah.
But this is what I'll tell you. And this is huge. This is actually part of what I was just saying about those stepping stones. They are not really small. They're actually huge if we carry them with us. Like, take that as a sign to, okay, that's just step one. And I can use that. I go back to that aspect and start to create larger things. Like, okay, do I want to travel the country? Do I want to, whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is you want, take these small experiences, quote unquote, small experiences, and really hold on to them as validating points of your own gifts, your own power, and start moving in a direction to start manifesting larger. That's what I'm trying to say there. But that experience that you had and I had there with my cousin are huge.
Yeah.
We just have to hold them.
It's come a lot in the way of people. But like I said, this is another reason why you want to really be guarding your thoughts. Because like, I'm recognizing these happy, good little things that I have found that it's manifesting, but also think about the times that we've had those other thoughts, that can bring about stuff. So this is a time where we really want to be aware of where we are keeping our thoughts. Oh, I thought of another thing, freaking guinea pigs. So I work at a pet store now, and I know that I'm horrible with caged animals. It's like they're fun for a little bit, but I know that ultimately I'm not good with it. Although every couple of years I go, well, maybe I'm better at it now. But I keep telling myself, as much as I want these guinea pigs at work, I don't want them. I don't want them. I don't want them. But in my heart, I'm just like, oh, I want those guinea pigs. Well, I just had a friend offer me a long-term babysitting job for her guinea pigs. So it's like, that's the way that manifestation. I didn't realize I was manifesting guinea pigs, but since all day I'm just looking at these guinea pigs and focusing on these guinea pigs, now I have guinea pigs being given to me. So it is whatever you are focusing on.
Totally. And that is, man, that you're having some really cool experiences there. That's amazing.
I told you these last couple of weeks have been insane.
I agree. Wow. All right. Well, I'll give you guys another one. This is on a much larger scale. So we were just talking about being, focusing on your own manifesting within you. Now, this is another one, external you, if you're also looking to do that, but it must absolutely start with you. You have to be what it is you're looking for. So the next one is, say you're trying to shift an energy within a group, a collective, like just say your work, just use your work as an example. If you go into work and you are not feeling, you are feeding a lower vibration, because just say, for instance, you're around people that are very negative, very low vibrational, they do a lot of complaining. If you start feeding that in work, you're only feeding that low vibration. We must begin to break that cycle and start being and feeding that high vibrational energy. If you're looking to, say, for instance, transmute the energy in your work area. And this can be used in any instance. Again, you need time though. You must go into these places and be the light that you're looking for. So often do I see people walk into these situations and they're like, they almost feel like they have to allow these people to complain to them for so long. You don't necessarily have to do that. So if you walk into a location, you are hit with low vibrational complaining or gossip or whatever it is, and you want to start to transmute that, or you want to bring more happiness and positivity into this area, you must start to be the light and breaking these cycles. It's not about continuing, it's about breaking them and starting that new, start the shift. It's going to take some time, but your light will affect these locations profoundly if you give it the time and stay true to the light aspect of you. And I'll share something with you. My other quote that I channeled just recently, which feeds into this whole manifesting thing, again from Enoch, says, presence, faith, and truth are already yours. Walk among them in your heart, and you are a warrior of the light. A huge indication of how to begin to shift energy, how to begin to manifest things that you want. So those three aspects, presence, faith, and truth, huge. You go into a location, you be present in that moment, you have faith that your light and your truth is going to change the energy of this area, and then watch it slowly, gradually start to shift the energy. But again, you have to live that. It can't just be like a, wake up in the morning and I'm going to be of the light, for, just this minute or before I get to work. You have to live that and start practicing it.
And it takes some bravery, it takes some confidence, and it takes some, I mean, the light's going to provide that for you, especially when it's on your path. But that's like my whole thing when I worked at the school. It was like, I feel like discipline's going to be an argument to the end of time, whether it's
Totally.
This parent does it like that, and this parent does it like that, and this parent thinks that one's wrong, this parent thinks that one's wrong, because they think they're doing it right, which who knows? They're doing it how they're doing it. But in schools, it's a big thing. And I thought, how am I going to change this? Well, slowly but surely I did, although it started to fall back, but over a couple of years, a lot of people started going, oh, this works too. It doesn't just have to be like this. This is working too. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I know I cut you off. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just going to say, well, if we're manifesting it, then it won't be a complicated matter for, you know what I mean? If we're trying to manifest it, it's going to be a collective agreement. We just need time to shift it for them to see.
So that's why I say there's a chance that I am going back to the school, because some big ideas have been coming to me that like, no, we need you. Like, yes, we did have you leave because we need you to see some things, understand some things. But now it's like my position went from what I made it, but it went back to the old way of now, like my position that I turned into being able to help the teachers and go get kids and kind of flip them back and get them back into class. It turned back into sit in a room all day with ISS and lunch detentions, which don't work. They don't work. And, and now it's like, okay, like now I want to go for this job again, but I need to like tell them like, but that's not what I'm doing. Like, if
Mhm.
you want, I will not sit all day with ISS and detention when I could be helping this many other teachers and this many other kids by giving them the breaks that they need and flipping, them back to get them back into the classroom and with a healthier mind. Like, so
Mhm.
I'm being told that I'm going back. I kept getting not yet, not yet, not yet, but now it's going back to I possibly am, but now I've got more work to do.
That's awesome
So,
though. Beautiful.
but we'll see.
Congratulations. Yeah.
We'll
Well, good
see. That's
luck.
how I'm feeling right now. But like, you know,
We shall.
we'll see.
And yeah, seriously though, I hope everything works out for you. That'll be awesome, I think.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, but we and with Brooke going back, this is what I'll say. There are two voices in her head right now. One is the one that says, I may not be able to change this, and one that says, no, I want to go in there and be the light and change it. And whatever you feed more is going to be the one that grows within you. That's going to be the one that manifests more. We have this tendency of feeding this low vibrational one more, or allowing that to be the one that runs us, that guides us. And that is what we are saying here. That is, if you take nothing else from this podcast, take this. Feed that light. Know there are two voices, and feed the one that is love. And it's going to be tough at times. We know this. We know that it's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel this way that's not comfortable. That's for sure. Get used to feeling uncomfortable, because you are now shifting your way of doing things. Feed the light. If they're just like that person that I was telling you, who had that argument, or had a neighbor that was complaining about them, and they communicated it for a straight hour. And hey, I truth be told, I did let them go for an hour. I didn't absorb the energy, but I let them go for an hour. But then I hit them with, okay, but now you are now owning that. And it was interesting, because once we brought that to their attention, once it literally, their entire energy shifted, and they started to smile more. They were like, oh, you know what? That's a great point. And their entire energy shifted. But we all have the low and high vibrational voices. It is, what one are you focusing on more? And you guys all know, I believe, the story of me quitting my job without another job ready. But it was with complete faith, the presence, the faith, and the truth. Those three aspects that I focused on, knowing that the universal energy, God, whatever, was guiding me in this direction. And I had faith that he was guiding me in direction that will always be taking care of me. Because I'll tell you this, the universe wants to help you. It wants to. But yeah, it walks.
But it's all our choice. We have to choose it.
Exactly. It is, if you walk with it, in spite of these low vibrational feelings that you have to not walk with it, if you walk with that presence, that truth, that faith, knowing that you are walking your path, you are always going to be taken care of. And this goes in line with that teetering. Stop teetering. Start stepping forward directly into that path, knowing full well that God, or the universal energy, is going to walk with you. It's going to help you. It's going to be there. You're going to be taken care of.
Yes.
And yes, don't allow for that second voice, that low vibrational voice, to pull you back. Incredible. If you go in there knowing that these voices are already there, you have a leg up. You already know, okay, this is going to happen. I'm going to have a voice that's going to try to pull me back. So you already know this. You can go in there armed with some knowledge here.
I feel like I'm getting ready to change up this. Okay, go ahead. I want you to, go ahead. Because there's like, I have this weird thing. Like, when I get silent, it's weird. And I'm sitting there asking myself, asking like above, I'm like, why am I being silent? It's like, remember those lessons that you got this week? Like, yeah, you're supposed to be talking about those. So can I jump? Can I kind of flip the script a little bit?
Totally.
One of, in our lessons, can be very personal or private, or it could be a collective needs to learn this. One funny thing that's being brought to me these last couple weeks is judgment, and I feel like I thought I was somebody who really was not judgmental. You know what I mean? Like, I know I have the human brain that when something happens, I automatically, we all automatically judge, but after it's been there for a second, I go down here. I honestly feel like I never judge. Well, I found myself a couple of different periods this week being shown that I still do. And one of them was at work, a girl pulls up to the garage to pick up like her feed because I work in a feed store. And I see this girl putting on lipstick. And I'm just like, one of those. I see her putting on. Now I'm saying this in my head. You know what I mean? My heart is not judging her like that, but like my head is judging her. And it's like then she starts putting on like makeup. And I'm like, she's here to get dog food. Like, what the heck is going, you know what I mean? Girl gets out of the car and it is my girl crush, one of my favorite people in this entire world. Let me tell you, she's a welder, she's a hunter, she's a badass bee, and she's sweet and everything that goes along with this whole package. And I'm like, so that was really the biggest, like, in my face, like, you just misjudged so terribly on that, but actually when it came around to it, it wasn't just about the judging. More the lesson was things aren't always as they seem, and that came through a conversation with a friend who always seems to give me the divine message when I'm talking about an experience that I had. And so yes, it was about me judging, but it is also the bigger picture is things are not always what they seem. And a lot of us right now are getting wrapped up in with friendships and relationships, if fit with family and friends on that if we think they're right or wrong, or we think they need this or that. The thing is right now, if somebody in your life is pulling an emotion out of you one way or another, they're just playing their part very, very well to show you who you are. They are just playing their part well. So it's so funny that we are sitting here and we judge like, oh, this person is, unhealed because they need to do this, and this person is this, when really they are playing the exact part that universe has them playing to show you more about yourself. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of that going on right now. But it's like I said, this is the reason that we are not supposed to be in judgment and just of observation, because the people that we are judging, they are being nothing except for what we have asked for them to be in our universe to teach us lessons. So there are a lot of lessons going on right now. And so with all these things going on, go back and look at yourself. Every time you feel a certain way about what you've, been nipped at by another person, check yourself, because that's what we're being shown ourselves a lot right now. We're in a big mirror. We're in a big mirror right now also.
Well, I'm going to try to tie that into manifestations, if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So stay with me here, guys. When we are, what Brooke's point there is absolutely huge, and absolutely right. So how can we tie that into manifestation? Well,
we've asked for it.
True. Very, 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 very true. Very true. But what I will say this is that voice that we were just talking about, the low vibrational voice, right? That we all have. That voice is always and only showing you what it is, just like Brooke's mirror, showing you what you need to heal. What is it? All it does is plays on your fear. It plays on your vulnerabilities. So, and we have said this before, when you're trying to manifest something and you keep hearing that voice, oh, you can't do that, or you don't have that ability, or you will never get this. It's only showing you what you already have within you. That's all it is doing. So if you, again, more information that you can go into manifesting, knowing that, okay, so I know it's going to try to talk me out of it, but what is it using to talk me out of it? What specifically is it trying to leverage to talk me out of getting to what I want, which is what Brooke's saying, that mirror, that these low vibrational thoughts, it is, so it's going to speak low vibrational, but what specifically is it using to talk me out of it? Those two aspects, once you realize that, once you actually start paying attention to, oh, it's using this specific way of talking me out of getting what I am looking for. Once you notice that, once you realize it, your game is on. Now you're like, oh, you just push that aside through whatever technique you want to use, meditation, whatever. Start focusing on the positive. Okay, what will I get if I truly step into my belief? If I truly step into my path, what will I get? What can I create? And start focusing on that. Start moving in that direction. Now, this is what I'm going to say next, though. This low vibration is going to try to find another way. If you beat that thought that it's using, it's going to try to find another way, because we're always healing, right? So it's going to go, okay, I get rid of that one. What else can I use within him or her? What other low vibrational aspect can I start to poke at to try to get to what I want, the low vibrational side? So start to be aware of the next side. Like, obviously keep focusing on the positive, right? Just know that it's going to come around with another angle. It's going to try to hit you from another place to try to get back in there. So be aware of that and keep moving forward. Keep moving in that positive direction. You know, as the Rocky quote goes, life's not about getting hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. It is so true.
Yes.
It's so true. And he's going to come at you with like combinations. That's okay. Keep focusing on the positive.
You know, even to get where, you know, you and I are talking about is the person has to be aware. And we do have a lot of people that are not aware yet.
Oh, darn. We just lost Brooke. Give me a second here. All right. Sorry, we lost Brooke. We got her back. Go ahead. What you were saying.
What was I saying? Let's see.
To be honest with you, I don't know.
Let's see. Did this happen for a reason?
No doubt it did. No doubt it did. Well, we're talking about low vibration stuff. So, you know.
Oh, I know exactly what I was getting ready to say. A way to help you become more aware of this. And I told you guys about this a long time ago. I gave my, you know, so a lot of us look at angel devil when we're making these. That's like the oldest way to look at it, you know, is like the high vibration, low vibration, you know, and it's like, which one are you listening to? I have found the bigger trick is I've named my higher self and my lower self, you know, and we talked about this before. It's like my higher self is Imogen, that was just given to me. And then my lower self, I think I changed it, but it's like I named it Frenchie, you know, and so this helped make me more aware of what was going on. Because if I was in a situation that I was like going to quickly judge, I'd be like, oh, Frenchie, you know, and then I knew to battle Frenchie with Imogen. Not in a bad way, but in a loving way. But I knew to call on Imogen, and I knew that was Frenchie that stepped in. So I find it helpful to give like the low vibration a name. I mean, some people just simply call it high or low, but we all have that exist within us. So I have found to name them, you know, it helps me go, oh, I need Imogen right now. I need to call in my soul because my, you know, Frenchie is coming up. So that just always helps me. And I know as soon as Frenchie kicks in, that is my cue that I know I need to go back to my higher vibration.
Yep.
You know, it just helps make you more aware. It's just a little tip game, you know.
I love that technique. I love it. And I'm gonna share that's an awesome technique. Actually, that's actually really good. Hopefully you guys use that. It's definitely a way to help with the identification of who's communicating with you and then what you can use to focus on. I love that. But I want to share a couple stories with you guys about the power of manifestation and some things that we need patience is definitely needed when manifesting things. I mean, some people like our buddy Mike can manifest things pretty quickly. I mean, we
Yeah.
talk about him a lot. And his power is pretty remarkable. I'll share a story with you. I have a friend who went on vacation before. He went to Hawaii and he loved it and wanted to go back. And when he actually had a friend who was going back, or I'm sorry, not a friend. He had a relative who was going back. I think it was his parents, I believe. His parents said they were going to pay for, it was either his flight or his hotel room. I forget, one of them. And then they said but you have to pay for the other thing. And the only way we're going is if this entire group goes, because I think it was his parents were going to pay for like his siblings and maybe a couple cousins. I don't know. It was a group of people. And the parents said, if one person from the group doesn't go, then you all are not going.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And one person from the group said, we can go. We could pay for it ourselves. We don't even need their money, but we're not going. And so the person goes to Hawaii, and then has an opportunity. They wanted to go back, have been wanting to go back from that time, has the second opportunity to go, but the one person drops out, and then the parent says, well, we're not going now because of that one person dropping out. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but that happened to a friend of mine. Now, this is the power of manifesting. That friend, which I do say kudos to them, they didn't get frustrated. I mean, yeah, obviously there was some low vibration there, but they were like, that's okay. We're going to get back. We know this. We're going to get back. They stayed positive and they kept working towards that goal. Every year they were like, all right, I'm going to save up this much money and I'm going to get back there. And this is part of that whole thought, feeling, speech, action. They kept saying, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. And they were working towards it by putting a little bit of money back aside every year. And then to them, they were able to manifest that trip and they were able to get back that second time. And they are going. Now, to me, that might seem small, but in reality, in the grand scheme of things, that story is huge in how manifesting works at some points. But earlier in this podcast, we discussed how you have to hold on to the small things, these small steps that will propel you, that carry you along the larger one. You know, it's not like, you know, when you're walking up to a second floor, you don't jump from first to second. You take these steps up. Hold on to these small steps. Stay positive. Know you're going to get what it is you're looking for. Keep working on it. Keep thinking positively about it. Keep thinking positively, speaking positively, and doing positive things towards that. And you're going to get to that second level. Now, I'm going to give you an example of a smaller step that was used that that you can use to carry on. Now, this story is my story, but this next one here, my mom did. Now, that was a big story. That was that takes years to manifest, right? Takes years, takes a lot of hard work, a lot of diligence that this person had to leverage in order to climb that ladder. This next one is one of the steps you can use to get to that second level. My mom calls me one day. Now my mom calls me one day. This was years ago. And Hawks, sometimes when I channel for people, Hawks will go to people and they know it's connected with my channeling session. So I was telling my mom about the Hawks this one time, and actually over a little bit of time. And my mom, she sorry. All right, the Hawaii story is me. I'm gonna tie it all together. The Hawaii. Sometimes I don't like telling you guys all of my stories because I just don't like making it about me, but I'm going to.
Well, I had a whole lot more running in my head about that story as you were telling it. I
Mm,
still didn't think it was you, but I had a lot running in my head about like family dynamics
yeah.
and about like I had the bigger picture in my head of
Hmm.
kind of what was really going on,
Hmm.
and you probably had a lot more fun without everybody else there and doing what you wanted to do while you were there too. But no, I had a whole story running in my head of like this parental unit, they just had this dream of all of their kids being like, they had this idea of wanting all of their people in the
Hmm.
same place together,
Hmm.
and that was their idea that they were so attached to. So like for them, when one of the kids or family members couldn't go, it wasn't the way that it wasn't the ultimate goal that they had of having all these people together in one place,
Yes.
you know.
Yep.
So it wasn't coming from a place of, you know,
Yeah.
yuck or whatever. It was coming from a place of they had this grand idea of having all of these people that they love all together having this wonderful time,
Totally.
and if one didn't come, it kind of ruined their whole idea of
Yep.
what they thought it was going to be.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. And my whole point in that story, again, I'm not very good at storytelling, and please forgive me because I don't always like to talk about myself. So sometimes I'll switch it up and just say it's somebody else because I just don't like talking about myself, but I'll share the whole story with you. So a step that I used in this story was my mom. I was telling my mom about the Hawks and all the people that these Hawks have been going to after I do sessions for them. And my mom, she never said anything to me about wanting a hawk. Like, why don't hawks ever come to me? Although I've never
Mhm.
channeled from my mom. One day, my mom's mom, who passed away, came into me and she asked me if they could send a hawk to my mom. She wants one. And I'm sitting there in shock going, wow, she's never said that to me. But okay, yeah, if you want to send her one, go ahead. That's please do. And so I called my mom up immediately after that. And I said, Mom,
Mhm.
your mom just came in and she said you wanted a hawk. I didn't know that. And she wants to send you one. I told her to send you one. And she's like, oh my God, I just said that out loud the other day. Hey, why don't the hawks come to me? I don't understand. They go to all these people they channel for. Why don't they channel for? Why don't they ever come to me? And I said, well, heads up, mom, because your mom asked me to send you one and they're coming. Now, no kidding. A month goes by. I haven't seen my mom at this point, and my mom has not seen a hawk
Mhm.
during this month. But the first time that I went to my mom's house after that conversation, we're in her kitchen and we're just sitting there talking. I swear to you, and I've never seen this, a hawk landed in her yard. She has never seen a hawk in her yard. My dad has never seen a hawk in his yard, and he's always in it. But a hawk on the first day that after my mom asked for one from above, and 2 days later, her mom comes and asks if we could send her one. And on the first day that I see her, a hawk lands in her yard. That is the power of manifesting.
Mhm.
My mom manifested that. I manifested my trip. You guys can manifest whatever you're looking for. Be patient, have faith, be present, and be in truth, and allow these small steps to carry you along this way to get you to where you're going. That's
Mhm.
ultimately my point in all of this. So please forgive me for the long, cumbersome way in which we got there.
I know it's good, but I think it's good though. Once all the pieces come together, you realize I have more information from the story to help put it all together. So
Yes.
no, it was all good, all good. And that's
Yeah.
the thing is that when these manifestation energies come in, you also, and this is why it tends to look like a roller coaster, because when these energies come in, it is also carrying all the energy we ever put out there of any thought that we put a lot of thought into,
Mm-hmm.
good, bad, or indifferent. It has to come back at some point. So sometimes the reason the roller coaster comes on these manifestation times is that old energy has to come in first and be played out
Mm-hmm.
before the new can come in. And so, because that energy was still put out there and it has to come back at some point or another. So, but once that's over, and once that's played out, so it might look dark at first, because it's your old energies playing out of things that you really didn't realize you'd asked for, but you did, experiences or, other. Because I think people think about manifestation as in it has to be like a physical, like material item. And
Mhm.
it's not. Sometimes, a lot of the times, it's an experience that we've asked for,
Yep.
whether it's to, you know, there's times that we don't even realize we put out there that we wouldn't experience a loss in our lives.
Yep.
There's
Yep.
times we put out there that we wouldn't experience a birth in our lives. Like, there are some big experiences that we don't even realize that we actually asked for.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's why I said this is why we want to be so careful of what we're thinking about,
Yep.
and what we're really asking for, which is why you want to always, as much as you can, pick that higher part of yourself to listen to.
Mhm. Yep.
Because the saying, be careful what you wish for, because you actually might get it.
Totally.
you know
And in some instances, you know, uh it may not happen in the way that you think it's going to happen.
right.
And I will, yeah. So we'll leave that one at that. My story. I'm sorry. What I will to say though, to feed off Brooks thing, though, is that you can manifest everything. And a lot of us want, let's just say, freedom or world peace. We want the freedom to do what we want to do. We want world peace. We want people just to love each other. A lot of us want that. All right. So how can we start to manifest that within the world? Well, first, we can't be judging the things that aren't free. And we have to, but what we can do is start to move away from some of them. What is keeping you from being free? Like, say you want to be free to just move about the country. Okay, well, what's preventing you from being free? Your house, your lifestyle. What is keeping you from doing these things? Or say you want the lifestyle, this luxurious lifestyle here where you are, but you want the other stuff in addition. Well, that requires a lot more energy to start to working in that direction. Not saying you can't have it, you can, but you're going to have to obviously start to put more effort into making more money. But if you are okay with letting go of all these material things and saying, you know what, screw it, I want to go on the road and I want to live free and be without these ties to a workforce or a location that I have to go to every day or whatever it is, or I want my kids to grow up with certain people in their lives, in school. If you really want to be free, then you let go of all of that and you go, okay, I want to go be free.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I want world peace, then you can't be engaging in arguments with people on who's right or who's wrong or who's doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
There's conflict there. You have to let go of all of that and live what it is you're looking for.
Yeah, because ultimately freedom is like this idea that we've made in our head of what we think we're allowed or not allowed to do. Like, you just take, like,
Mm-hmm.
during the time of, I realize that I think we're still in it. I don't know. It's not really my reality anymore. I think we're still in the COVID time. I don't know. But back when we were like really in the thick of it, you have some people going, oh God, I can't go anywhere. Oh God, I can't. There's not much that I wanted to do during that time that I wasn't able to do. I know that they're like, oh, but you can't go here, you can't go there. I had friends traveling and doing stuff. I had people going places. It was more a state of mind that put people in.
Yeah,
It wasn't that people couldn't actually do these things. They were in a state of mind that they couldn't do these things.
exactly.
But I know a ton of people that were traveling, living their best lives, doing their thing. And
Totally.
so it was just a state of mind. So a lot of times we have just mentally enslaved our own selves to.
Amen. Yes, exactly. Stop that. Stop listening
Yes.
to anybody else in some quote unquote leadership position that's telling you need to do a certain thing. You
Yeah.
go be free. Live your life the way that you want it to, in a positive, loving way. You just have to be that in every sense of the word, as much as you can, as best you can. And follow your path, be what you are. But like, so much is going on right now, and Brooke is, man, so true, so
Yeah,
true.
it's like I said, my position at school. This is my oppositional defiant soul coming out, but it's like, you know, somebody goes, well, if you're a professional, you can't do cartwheels down the hallway. Watch me. I do cartwheels down the hallway. Guess what? I don't get fired. I don't get this. Matter of fact, more people love me now, and I just freed more people. They're like, you know what? I want to do a cartwheel too. You
Yeah.
know, really, we can do whatever we want. It's
Mhm.
just this little societal idea in our head that tells us we can't.
Yep.
You can literally do whatever you want if you really want to do
So true. Love,
it.
love yourself enough to follow your path, to follow your light, your truth, your presence. Follow your truth. In that present moment, if Brooke listened to this other person who basically represented her ego mind, she would have been dissuaded from doing those cartwheels and not spreading light at that moment.
Yeah.
And yet she didn't, and she spread her own light. She
Yeah.
was light at that moment.
One side of me is going like, you know, you want the kids to see you as a professional. You want them to see you as, you know, slightly authoritative. You know, you want them to see you as this. And me being oppositional defiant, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do the cartwheel. And like I
Yeah.
said, because of that, I feel like it was more freeing for me and freed more other people. Where some people might have thought, well, I would get fired if I did a cartwheel in school during a school day. Well, I guess I tested that for you, and I did not.
Mhm. And amen to you. You know, a freaking men.
Yeah.
We need more people to be that light.
Get
And
wild,
and
get free.
exactly. And you're going to start, that light is going to start infecting other people and spreading. And trust me, it's going to begin to manifest more light around you, but you can be the spark. But be it and
Because
know it.
sometimes when I do my wild stuff, somebody will say to me, I could never do that. But my question to them is, would you want to? Because everybody wants to do this, you
Mhm.
know, but like, if you want to do this, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
Like, don't say I could never do that. Like, it's, yeah, if you don't want to, then okay, you would never want to anyway. But
Yep.
if you want to, you absolutely can.
Yep. Yep.
Anything you really want to do, you can absolutely do it. You want to go dance in the grocery store, dance in the grocery store. You know what I mean? You can do anything you want.
Yep. Yep. So awesome. And hopefully, guys, I apologize because I know some of my Brooke's so much better at telling stories than I am. And I apologize about my storytelling. But hopefully you guys are understanding. If we could surmise real quick, you're capable of manifesting whatever you want. You just have to connect that triangle, your thought, your feelings as one, thought, feelings as one, your speech and your actions. Put them together and start to move in the direction that is in alignment with what you feel like you're meant to do. Manifest whatever it is you're looking for. Be patient. Know that there's a lower vibrational side of you that's going to try to dissuade you, but understand that they're there and start focusing on the positive and moving in that direction. You're going to create. We are in a time that is primed for manifesting the world that you want. But how much are we tied to these things that we have right now that are keeping us from doing that? And then start to let some of that go. Start to let go of some of these things that are holding us back from being what it is we want to be, and be what it is you're meant to be.
Out with the old and with the new. That's what this time period is all about.
Exactly. It is
Yes.
time to stop playing around and start stepping into who you're meant to be through the feeling. You know, your intuitive sense is pushing you in a direction. Everyone out there that's listening right now, you know that you have this calling to do something else. Go do it. I'm going to share one quick story before I go, before we channel, if that's all right, Brooke.
Yes.
I have a friend that came to me the other day, and she's like, Chris, I have a thyroid problem. Immediately I went, you're not speaking your truth. You already know this. And she's like, I know. And I said, what are you not telling people? What are you not doing? And she's like, well, I know this is not what I'm meant to do. I know I'm meant to be here and I'm just not doing it. And I'm like, well, you already know your problem. Then you got to, she's, she's like, but if I leave, it'll upset so many people. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? You're upsetting your soul right now. I'm like, you throw your hands up because you're like, you're not living your own truth. You're living someone else's truth because that's what they want you to be. Start being what you want to be. Step out of that. Go
Yeah.
live your life. Be your light. Be what you're meant to be. And
Yeah.
she's like, I just don't know how to do that. And I'm like, no, you do. You're just not doing it because you're
Nothing
scared
to
to
it
upset
but
them.
to do it.
Exactly.
Yes.
We can't be living like this anymore. It is
No.
time to be your light.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
ready? You guys mind if I channel? Cool.
I would love it.
They're already there though. Grateful we are, my children, for the peace of mind in which has been stated here today. Your ability to manifest all that is capable in this realm is tremendous in nature and power. It is within the light of your heart, soul, that is so capable of bringing about what it intends to be. Your purpose, we tell you now, is to be of light, to be of truth. All humanity, all souls that dwell and walk this earth are intended to be of the light, human souls, we tell you. But it is part of the process to experience the low vibrational aspect of this realm, which will then bring you to the higher vibrational aspects, because we tell you now, not many want to dwell in the lower vibrational aspects of this realm. Most of you are attempting to be high vibrational, but it is that attempt that we encourage you now to cease, stop. It is not an attempt. It is what you are. You are high vibrational if you choose to be, if you choose to focus upon and walk within this high vibrational sense. It is not an attempt for one to be of love. It is simply a choice to be love. It is these moments in time when you are faced with low vibration that you think you have to match that low vibrational aspect. Hence, an argument, someone attempts to argue with you and you engage in that argument. This is a choice, not an attempt. You have the ability, the choice to simply say, I love you very much, and move on with your day. It is not something that you must engage with. It is your ego mind that makes you think you do. Let go, release this thought process, and be one with the light in which you are, and you will begin to understand the manifesting powers that you have. You can manifest more love by simply stopping such sensations and allowing the love to guide you in the, I see a hawk right now or some kind of bird in my third eye. Oh, the higher perspective at which we are showing Christopher right now. We say when you are in these moments that low vibration is attempting to thwart your ideals, we say, look at the higher perspective. These low vibrational aspects of yourself are honing in on this one third dimensional aspect of you. What we tell you is to come from a higher perspective so that you can see from the light's perspective and understand that there is a higher reason at which you are going in this direction. If the low vibrational aspect is coming from this third dimensional view and only this one sole moment in time, we tell you now this is something that can be easily overcome with the idea and notion that you are capable of coming from a higher perspective and then moving with that perspective into the light, which all of you are capable of doing. It does stem from choice and awareness of this very moment. The choice is very important, though, but does start with the awareness of this very moment. When the awareness is presented of what is occurring at that moment, we tell you now it is then the choice for you to step into the alignment of the higher perspective and your higher self, your purpose. The higher self is your purpose. To connect with the higher self and allow for that higher self to be brought forth more into this present moment. What is occurring at this moment in time is your higher self, your raising of vibration so that your higher self can step more into alignment with your third dimensional self. All right, so guys, what I'm actually seeing right now, because I apologize, there's a lot going on in my third eye, which I think is causing some fractions in my speech. But what I'm seeing is at this moment, I'm seeing if you move into alignment with your purpose, I can see your happiness. And with that happiness allows your higher self to be more in alignment with you. So it's almost like they're using it as a stepping stone. So with your happiness comes high vibration. That high vibration allows for more of your higher dimensional self to come forth into you to help you carry you even further higher. Yes, we tell you now this is an aspect of great truth, and hence what we are attempting to show Christopher at this moment. Your higher self cannot come forth with great assertiveness should you so choose to dwell in the low vibration. However, should you so find the happiness within you, the higher vibrational self is able to attune more to the body, to the soul, to the light within you, and thus effect more change for the positive at these moments in time. This is one of great truth that we are bringing to you now, and we ask you to be more dwelling in the higher vibrational states of happiness to allow for these higher selves to come forth through you and allow for, as a result of your light body as well, more higher dimensional beings to step forward into this realm. We say to you now, the ascendant masters, archangels, will also come through these light bodies that you have, these connections to the higher self. So I'm seeing this elevator now, the elevator of your higher self. I am seeing right now these ascendant masters and archangels using that to come down as well and start to interact in this realm more. Yes, we tell you now, this is aspects of truth that all of you are capable of creating. And we tell you now, this is okay. So they're trying to say that all of us can call. I apologize because it's coming in so many different ways now. They're trying to say that all of you can call even the same dimensional being. So say we all call Archangel Michael, we all call Jesus Christ, we all call Buddha, we all call Allah, whoever it is you subscribe to, Ganesh, whatever. You can all call the same beings, and all of them, all of us them above will fulfill and be with all of us at the same period of time. That's what they're trying to say. Yes, we tell you now, do not allow the ego mind to think or to thwart you from thinking you cannot call upon so many light beings, for only certain ones can come at certain times. This is not aspects of reality. You are capable of calling whoever you like at any moment you like for assistance, and we encourage you greatly to do this. It is with great peace of mind that we come to you, and we do offer you presence, truth, and faith as a true means at which you are able to achieve all of what we have been communicating with you through this podcast today. Presence, faith, and truth will allow you to manifest whatever it is you choose to manifest. But presence will allow you to be aware, to make the choices to align with your higher self, speak your truth, be your truth, and allow for the faith of this truth to truly be your guiding force moving forward, for it will provide you all that you are meant to receive in this realm. And for this, we say, we are so grateful for these moments of connection. Go in great peace, my children, and be in present, in truth, and the faith that you have within your heart. Always. Thank you. Go in peace. Thank you. Enoch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had so many zings through all that because that was just everything that I've been getting. So I kept going, well, if you watch, I'm like, yes. Because that was a big thing this week. I was asking about ascension, and ascension, we think about ascending, we think about us going up, but they clarified for me that nope, it's more of you pulling that down, and so I guess like it's funny because I feel like some people will resonate with the idea of this. There's a lot of us just like, I just wish the aliens would just come down and just save us already. Okay. Well, those of us that are aware, we are the aliens, and we are pulling that idea. It's us pulling the light to here. So that is what we're doing. We are, those of us that are aware, are bringing the light in. and the more we want to argue with somebody else, or they're not right, we're just stopping that process. When you just, let that be your first cue when you're triggered by somebody, like, oh, I need to get back to pulling the light in, you
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
But so much going on there. And I was just looking, you said it back in the beginning, and I don't know if you'll, the way it was said, but like I was just looking in the mirror, and it said, because some people judge being high vibrational and low vibrational. They judge it that if they're not happy, then they're low vibrational. To where the thing is that we are already like like so when I looked in the mirror, it was like you were already high dimensional and positive. So when you're, what you would view as going low is not. You are positive. It's, but you need to go here to see this or to help this. I kind of messed up on explaining that, but I don't know, it'll all come together. But yeah, great channel. So much like information there, so much like kind of affirmation and confirmation of things that I've been getting, that we are pulling in the light. And the idea is to incorporate our higher selves. And the ultimate goal was to become one with that.
Yep. Yep. Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh my, our
Awesome.
brains today, I'm telling you, these energies got me like scrambled eggs,
Yeah.
brain fog.
Yeah.
I feel like we were both a little like, today.
I
But I
agree.
think that ultimately the point will get through. And, I
Agree.
think the channel was perfect. I think it pulled it all together.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for listening. Thank you for bearing with us today in our scattered minds. Appreciate that very much. So hopefully you all have a great day, and thank you.
Yep. See ya.
Bye bye.